Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Jag for Jaggy Sports, and Nick Wright, funny guy, funny commentator or not commentator, analyst. He said something hilarious today, and I can't stop laughing. I'll let you guys hear it.
Well, I don't know if this season's quite to the point where it needs to be salvaged, but there's no trade. And sometimes, Broussard, sometimes I feel like I'm the only man with internet access. Like I'm the only person who has the ability to type in Lakers spot rack into Google, go there, look at it, and be like, oh yeah, no trades available. That Lakers have one salary on their roster that's more than $5 million and less than $35 million. Talen Horton-Tucker. That's it. So that's the only easily tradable piece in the NBA where salaries have to match. So no, there is no major trade coming. And this idea that even more, you don't even need internet access for this one. You just need to have been a sentient being over the last half decade. This idea that the Lakers are going to get Ben Simmons. When Daryl wouldn't trade Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum, he's not trading Ben Simmons for Kendrick Nunn, Talen Horton-Tucker, Trevor Ariza, and whatever, and you couldn't even match the salaries. Oh, but what about Russ? Could you trade him for Russ? No, Daryl. I can't prove this, but I would bet a lot of money, Broussard, that Daryl maybe initially didn't want to trade for Russ the first time he did it, but James Harden was like, "I want Russ. I don't want Chris Paul. Make this happen, my guy." And so he made it happen. So could the Lakers do something in the margins? Sure, maybe. But they don't have tradable salaries. They are old and expensive, or incredibly young, or still very old, and very, very cheap. So you can't trade minimum guys, except for other minimum guys. There's no trades to make. So no, there's no major trade coming down the pike. And Ben Simmons, he's only going to LA, for date night, not for basketball games.
Well, that might be part of the problem, but no. Look, sorry, Lakers fans, but Nick is absolutely right. There is no major trade coming your way to change this roster. And quickly, you brought up Daryl Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers, Nick. If Daryl Morey is wise to just keep waiting it out to see what Portland decides to do. Because they're looking bad. They're struggling mightily, way under 500. At some point, they may say, you know what? We're not leaving the decision up to Dame. We need to start all over and rebuild. So that is what Philadelphia could be waiting for. And it's wise to wait for them maybe to decide to trade Damian Lillard. But as far as the Lakers, look, you said it, Nick, they have no tradable assets. All right. They basically traded all their upcoming draft picks, gave them to the Pelicans in the Anthony Davis move.
That's right.
And Talen Horton-Tucker, who, has some value in the league, is shooting 38% from the floor, 24% from three. All right, he's a good little player, but I think the Lakers have overvalued just how good he is. So I don't think he's bringing you back a ton of stuff. So Russell Westbrook, how many times can you trade him for John Wall? Well, our problem for your problem.
That's the trade.
They did it with Houston and Washington. Do you go back and do that again? Right. That's about it. So this is their roster. Nick said he's right. Maybe some minor tweaks around the margins. But whilst this is what the Lakers have to go to battle with. And look, I do think LeBron is seriously concerned. But I also think there was a little bit of truth to what he said, as far as him believing it, what he said yesterday when he's like, look, we really haven't been together. We haven't had enough time together, so we got time to work this thing out once we get home.
I am holding out emotional hope, however, for the Kevin Love buyout. Only problem is the Cavs are actually pretty good. So that kind of throws a wrench into the UCLA, LeBron, Russ reunion with Kevin Love and everybody. Okay.
He's pretty much saying Ben Simmons, the only reason he's come to LA is for date night. That's hilarious. But the thing is, all jokes aside, he is right. Lakers don't really have that much to offer because they got all these expensive old guys, And the only guy that's making over $5 million besides the big three, if you want to call it the big three, is Taylor Horton Tucker. So, what can you really trade for Taylor Horton Tucker? Who knows? Lakers are in a bit of a pickle for the next 2 years. Rob Pelinka, he was a GM executive extraordinaire 2 years ago, but right now it's not looking good for Rob Pelinka. He actually cost this franchise to go back and take a step back. So, you know, Lakers news, Lakers fans are disappointed. I know I am because, we're seventh or eighth seed. Who the hell knows, right? But yeah, it's disappointed. But who knows? He could pull off a rabbit out of his hat. Who knows? But as of right now, Taylor Horton Tucker is the only trade chip that they have, and technically he can't be traded until after January 15th. So today is December 23rd, 2 days right before Christmas. Obviously, he's not going to get traded right before Christmas, but A, he can't, and B, Lakers are not that, ruthless. But, look for after January 15th for him to get traded, and maybe that might spark the ball to get rolling for Ben Simmons. Who knows? I'm not saying that Ben Simmons will get traded to LA because Daryl Morey does not want Russell Westbrook, and he already has a up and coming point guard. Doesn't get enough recognition. Maxey, he's really good, but Lakers are in a huge pickle, and I don't know if they can dig their way out this time, but we'll see. Jag Maggot, Jaggy Sports.